Charlie, back at it again for yet another video, and today I am going to be talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. Before we begin, I'll address one thing. Yes, I'm starting to go tomato colour. Deal with it. My skin does not know what colour it wants to be, and either chooses lobster red or pale albino vampire which has never seen sun in all its life. Either way, I go from one extreme to the other, never in the middle. So yes, I know my face is bright red. Also, I can't be doing with makeup today. I am far too busy. I have had all sorts of things going on. I've been in and out of hospital. I've got an exam tomorrow. I've got Duke of Edinburgh coming up in the next few days, so such fun. And makeup is one of the last things on my mind. So today, you're going to have to make do with Lobster Face McGee over here. Now I've got that over the way, it's time to fangirl over Spider-Man. By the way, before I start talking about the latest Spider-Man film, I shall tell you that this is completely spoiler-free. There might be a couple of little references, but nothing that's going to ruin the story for anybody who's not seen the film. There might be a couple of spoilers for Endgame, however, because I've had those spoilers too. I haven't seen Endgame either. I'll go into more detail about that further in the video. Finally, if you hear a weird noise, no, that isn't your headphones playing up. You're not going mad. Somebody's doing something outside and they've been doing it all bloody day and I don't know when they're gonna stop. Like seriously, what is that machine? What are they using that goes constantly? It's literally been since about 6 o'clock this morning. Did I enjoy the movie? Why, yes I did. Thank you for asking. Not that you did, but thank you all the same. I really enjoyed it. However, throughout the film, me and my mum were bickering and literally slapping one another. Like, when I say throughout the film, the entire film. Why is this, you may ask? Well, as you are aware, anybody who's watched more than one of my videos, I am a geek and I love everything geeky. Therefore, I love everything Marvel, the Avengers, any of the superheroes that fit into those categories. So you'd expect that I would have seen the final part of the Avengers franchise. You would have expected that I would have seen that film. No, I haven't. And do you know why? It's because my mum has a really bad habit of going, oh, we'll go and see it next week sometime, remind me later. I remind her and she goes, oh, maybe tomorrow. Or I mention it and she just goes, don't even talk to me about it at the moment. And I'm like, okay then, that's alarm bells in all directions, never mind. Generally, I tackle asking to go and see a film like this. Hey mum, can we go and see that film that's out? And after a few attempts, usually I'm lucky and we get to go and see the film. I'm not complaining about this, I don't mind. I am fully aware that sometimes we may just not be able to go and see the film because for whatever reason we can't afford it or we're too busy. I'm not being that kind of bratty, spoilt kid going, I wanted to see a film and I haven't seen the film, so I'm gonna be all bratty and go to YouTube and just be horrible about my mum. No, that's not what I'm doing. However, what my mum said was she told me that I never made any real attempt to ask her to see the film. Mums, aren't they wonderful? If you don't ask enough, you've never shown a real enthusiasm to go and see it in the first place. And if you ask too often, you're being pushy and bratty and horrible and you're not going. There's a very fine line between the two. And I'm not very good at finding out where that line is. I went to Spider-Man Far From Home having not seen the Avengers Endgame. Yeah, I didn't know Tony Stark had died. That led to a bit of confusion and me going to my mum, yeah, maybe I'd have known about Tony's death if I'd seen Endgame. Which led to her shoving me in the arm, which led to me shoving her back. A few moments later, it's talking about the whole blip thing and students coming back. Me turning to my mum and going, hey, it would be really interesting knowing what happened in Endgame. Yeah, this happened the entire time. And the problem is, me and my mum bounce off one another. So, she pushes me, I push her. She pushes me harder, I push her harder. Like, I'm not kidding you, we were hurting one another throughout this film, just like jab, ow, ow. We were having our own little piece of action, drama, fight scene going on. However, I did get revenge. At the end of Spider-Man, no spoilers, don't worry if any of you are having alarm bells ringing, there is the credits, followed by a kind of after credits scene. During the credits, I got a bit bored of sitting around waiting. And I'm somebody who, if they're sitting around for hours on end, they will get fidgety and they will have an overwhelming amount of energy to expel afterwards. Which meant throughout the entire credits, I was dancing to the music and like shadow fighting with imaginary people. There wasn't a lot of people in the cinema. It was very, very empty. I wouldn't have hurt anyone by accidentally kicking them in the face or even irritating them and just being obnoxious. I'm not that kind of person. If there were people sitting next to us and the cinema was full, I wouldn't have done this. But I had a whale of a time dancing and shadowboxing during the credits. This caused my mum a certain amount of distress. The amount of time she asked me to sit down and stop dancing was honestly not countable. I can't remember how many times she said, please, for the love of God, just sit down, stop dancing, you look like a maniac. You're not going to make me stop dancing. I am going to dance like I'm Deadpool. I am going to have fun because who likes sitting around for about 5 minutes watching credits? Like, fair play. All of these people are important people who made the film. The film wouldn't have been done without you, grip boy, or whatever they're called. I don't know what a grip boy is, but there always seems to be a grip boy. So I understand why the credits are there. I was just bored out of my mind. So I'm gonna dance. Now I've seen Spider-Man, the film, I have a lot of energy about it. I really want to fangirl, and part of me really wants to get something that I've got for another video. In a couple of weeks' time, once I've got the energy to actually film it, I'm planning on doing a geeky swimsuit trying on thing. One of the swimsuits I've bought is a Spider-Man swimsuit. A little part of me has an overwhelming urge just to put the swimsuit on, listen to some songs from like the Spider-Man films, badly sing along or hum along, just make some kind of noise to the music, because God knows if I put the actual music on and dance to it for YouTube, it would get copyright striked immediately. Even though nobody watches my videos, I would still get copyright striked for it. And part of me just wants to dance badly and dramatically and just expel my built-up Spider-Man energy. That sounds terrible. Ooh, I don't think that was a good choice of words, but you get what I mean. I just want to dance. I just want to dance in a Spider-Man swimming costume to the soundtrack. I think I'm going to make that a video, because why the hell not? I don't mind embarrassing myself. I don't have any shame when it comes to stuff like that. That may be a video in the future, and who knows, I might still have a bright red face to match my swimming costume. Yay! Don't you just love it when your skin tone matches the colour of your outfit? It's just fashion goals. So Vogue. So haute couture. So yeah, I still haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, but I have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, because Spider-Man Far From Home basically immediately follows that final Avengers movie. And no, I'm not at all bitter that I haven't seen it. I'm not at all bitter that my mum says I haven't made it clear enough to her. What do I have to do? If I get it tattooed on my forehead, I want to see this film, she'd then have a go at me for making it too obvious. How do I win? How do I win, people? On that note, I'll say goodbye. Toodle pip, old beans.